Hey everybody, and welcome back to UE5 BP Guru. Today we're going to be looking at adding a flashlight to our player so that we can sort of enter in some of the darker areas of the maps we're going to make. But first things first, I just want to show you that I've changed this now. So when you enter, it opens, and I reversed the sound of the open door too, so that when I do it, it plays backwards now, and I did that using a totally different application on Google. Also, if I press E now, it won't change anything until the door's fully open, in which I can then shut it, and again I can't open it until it's finished. So there we go. Yeah. So that's that part. Next, let's get into the actual point of the tutorial. I'll just quickly show you though. So how I did that was I basically added a new boolean called is opening. I did a check, and as soon as that check comes back as false, I set it to is opening, and then as soon as it's finished running this, I basically put a 4-second delay on it and then set it back to false. It basically stops the player from opening the door without it being set. So as you can see, I've got this flashy headlight on this character. I own a pack I bought a while ago. It's about £12. It's not very expensive, but it gives you a full variety of different stuff. Basically, if I go into the meshes, it gives you all these kind of cool cameras you can use, flashlights you can use. And if you come out of here and go into the materials, it even gives you where is it? The beams that you can use that will be on the wall. But we'll see all that whole process as we go through this tutorial. So to begin with, let's create. So all I did here is I made a new static mesh, attached it to the. I made a static mesh and added it. I basically parented it to our character mesh. I then also set it like we did with the camera. I set it to the head socket, so that it will always move with the head, hence why it looks like it's kind of moving around. The next thing we want to do is add in a spotlight. There we go, and that should automatically parent itself to that, and it even spawns straight away from the camera. That's fantastic. Now I'm going to set the outer cone to probably about 25. The inner cone doesn't matter, it won't have any effect on this. We're going to set our intensity to 200,000 and our attenuation radius to probably about 50,000. It sounds quite high, but I promise you it won't look as horrendous as it sounds. I also changed the light color to something that's not so god-awfully white. I give it kind of like a yellowy tinge here, but because I'm going for a space theme, I might change that to something like a little bit of like a cyan blue. I don't know, but I'm going to go for yellow for now. And then when we compile and we play, we have our light. Let's open up and go actually inside. Now there we go. We've got a cool kind of lighting effect. Now it's quite solid, and if you go up, it's quite bright. So to kind of offset that, we use one of those beam patterns. Now I've set up beam 3 for us to use in the tutorial. All you need to do is make sure there's no mip maps on the mip gen settings, and for compression settings, make sure it's set to grayscale. That's all you need to do. And it's easy as that. And then what we're going to do is bring up our content drawer. We're going to make a material. We're going to call this flash light underscore matte. We're going to open that up. We're also going to drag in that beam 3 texture. And we're going to basically set this to light function. And we're just going to put that straight into the emissive. Apply that. And as you can see, it's already put that on there for us. That's literally what you have to do in there. There's nothing else to add into the flashlight material. Okay, now that's loaded. Let's go back into our third person character. Click on the spotlight, and if you scroll down, there should be a light function section. There we go. Find the material section, and we're just going to search for our flashlight matte. There it is. Add that on, compile, and then when we click play now, it looks a lot less crazy. You can adjust the brightness to suit you, but I think that for a horror game, that looks scary enough for me. That is quite daunting when you're stood in the dark and all you can see is that sort of small circle. Definitely is going to play with a lot of players' minds, something like that. Let's close that down. Yeah, so I think that looks pretty good. There's clipping on something, I'm not sure what that's clipping on. So yeah, that's that. You can even go into your tab. Sadly, because the player doesn't follow the camera, it's not designed for a third-person game. But if you go back into first person, you can just see the gentle bobbing of the head in where the camera's moving with it. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's that setup. Now we want to be able to turn it off. That's the next kind of objective. So if you go to File and you go to the project settings, come down to Input. As always, click a new action mapping. We'll set this as flashlight. We want key F, so just put an F. You should find it pretty quickly. For the gamepad, I'm thinking like D-pad down or something like that. Probably. I've already decided I want the weapons to be moved with left and right D-pad. So I'm thinking down on the D-pad would be a good shout for the gamepad. Just to toggle, or up, either one. I haven't really got anything mapped to either of those, to be honest. So we'll go with D-pad down for this though. There we go. Come to your event graph, find a little bit of space somewhere, doesn't matter where. Let's find our new mapping. If I spell it right, flashlight, there it is. Zoom in. Drag out your flashlight, and we want to set intent. Why can't I do that? Nope, that's probably why. It's because I don't think we need the flashlight, we need the spotlight. That's what I'm going wrong with. Intensity, set intensity. I was spelling it right, I was just looking under the wrong thing. We'll need a flip-flop, just like that. Plug the flip-flop into there. Now, again, if you want the flashlight to be off when you start, you'll need to set that intensity to 0 on the spotlight here. So set the intensity to 0 from the start. So when we first press it, we want to set the new intensity to 200,000. We want to copy and paste that down here. And then we just want to set the new intensity back to 0. Compile that, and let's just give it a test. There you go, it's working absolutely fine. E to open up the door, and then F to turn on your flashlight. The only other thing that we will want to do, I haven't got any sound set up, but you want to have a little click for the flashlight, I'm sure. So you just want to, before the flip-flop, because we only need to have the same sound play out, play sound, like so. There we go. And then I'll find a little click sound and put that in there for the next episode. But again, just put any sound you want in there. It doesn't have to be the same as mine. You can go on any sort of website and download a free one. I normally go on Zap. I think it's called Zap Sound or something like that. And just get yourself sound and do it like that. Comment it off just to finish it off, and just put in flashlight, and that way we'll know that's all the functionality for the flashlight. Hopefully this tutorial has helped you. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye.